Sushi looks fresh, glistening fish, crisp seaweed, delicate rice. What could go wrong? For seniors, everything. From restaurants caught serving parasite-infested raw fish to filthy prep stations breeding bacteria, the risks are hidden beneath every roll. Blood thinners and raw fish don't mix. Neither do weak immune systems and contaminated seafood. Today, we're exposing 9 sushi restaurants you should avoid at all costs, and the 2 that are actually worth your trust and your health. Coming in at number 9, we've got Bento Box. This fast casual chain promises convenience and affordability, marketing itself as quick, fresh sushi for everyday meals. But health inspection reports tell a different story. Multiple locations across California, Texas, and Florida were cited for improper fish storage temperatures. Raw salmon and tuna sitting well above the FDA required 41 degrees Fahrenheit. For seniors, this is catastrophic. Warmer temperatures allow histamine to build up in fish, triggering scombroid poisoning. Symptoms include flushing, headaches, and dangerous blood pressure drops, especially risky if you're already on medication for hypertension or heart disease. The glossy, Instagram-worthy rolls hide what your body will pay for later. Former employees have reported that fish isn't always used the same day it's thawed, despite company training protocols claiming otherwise. The creamy texture of that spicy tuna roll, it could be masking the early signs of spoilage. Walk into any Bento Box location and you'll notice the smell. It's supposed to be ocean fresh, but sometimes there's a faint sweetness, almost metallic, that lingers near the prep counter. That's not seasoning. That's fish breaking down at unsafe temperatures. Seniors with compromised immune systems are sitting ducks for foodborne illness. According to the CDC, adults over 65 are 4 times more likely to be hospitalized from food poisoning than younger adults. Bento Box promised quick and safe. Inspectors found slow and sloppy. The convenience isn't worth the hospital bill. At number 8, we have Kura Revolving Sushi Bar. The novelty is irresistible. Sushi arrives on a conveyor belt, rotating endlessly until someone grabs it. But how long has that plate been circling? Kura markets itself as a high-tech, fun dining experience, but health departments in multiple states have flagged serious violations. In Nevada and Illinois, inspectors discovered sushi sitting on the belt for over 2 hours, far exceeding safe time limits for raw fish exposure to room temperature. The rice dries out, the fish warms up, and bacteria multiply invisibly. For seniors, this is a silent health bomb. Listeria and salmonella thrive in these conditions, and both can be deadly for older adults. A 2022 outbreak traced to a Kura location in Arizona sickened 14 people, 3 of whom were hospitalized with severe dehydration and kidney complications. The fun, futuristic atmosphere distracts from the reality. Your California roll may have been rejected by 5 other diners before landing on your table. Touch the plate when it arrives and you'll feel it. Room temperature, not cold. The seaweed wrapper has gone limp and chewy instead of crisp. The avocado has oxidized to a dull brown. These are warning signs your body will pay for in 12 hours. Kura's promise of innovation betrays the basics of food safety. The conveyor keeps spinning, but your health shouldn't be the gamble. Doesn't it feel like restaurants care more about gimmicks than what's actually safe to eat? Now at number 7, Sushi Roku. This upscale chain boasts celebrity clientele and premium presentations, with locations in Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and Scottsdale. The promise? High-end sushi made with the finest ingredients. The reality? A string of health code violations that suggest otherwise. In 2021, the Las Vegas location was shut down temporarily after inspectors found raw fish stored next to cooked rice, cross-contamination in prep areas, and employees failing to wash hands between handling money and food. For seniors, cross-contamination is not a minor issue. It's life-threatening. Your immune system doesn't bounce back like it used to. A trace of bacteria from improperly stored fish can lead to severe gastrointestinal distress, dehydration, and even sepsis in extreme cases. Sushi Roku charges premium prices but delivers substandard safety. The dim lighting and elegant plating distract from what health inspectors see clearly: neglect. One former customer reported violent food poisoning after eating yellowtail sashimi, later discovering the restaurant had been cited for temperature violations that same week. She described the fish as having a slick, almost oily sheen that seemed off, but the server assured her it was fresh. Within hours, she was in the emergency room. The sleek ambiance promises luxury, but the kitchen practices reveal recklessness. For seniors on blood thinners like warfarin, consuming contaminated raw fish can trigger dangerous bleeding episodes. Sushi Roku's glossy reputation can't hide the rot underneath. Want the real truth about what's on your plate? Subscribe now so you never get blindsided by hidden food dangers. Coming in at number 6, RA Sushi. RA Sushi positions itself as a lively social dining spot with happy hour specials and vibrant atmospheres across Arizona, California, and Texas. The marketing emphasizes fun, flavor, flavor, and freshness. But inspection records paint a very different picture. Multiple RA Sushi locations have been cited for using seafood past its expiration date, failing to properly label when fish was received, and storing raw proteins in contaminated ice baths. For seniors, expired fish is a recipe for disaster. As fish ages even by a day or two, bacterial counts skyrocket. Vibrio bacteria, commonly found in raw shellfish, can cause severe infections in older adults, leading to septic shock and even death. According to the FDA, Vibrio infections kill about 100 Americans every year, with seniors representing the majority of fatalities. RA Sushi's happy hour deals may seem like a bargain, but the cost to your health is far steeper. One health inspector in Scottsdale noted visible slime on tuna stored in the walk-in cooler, a telltale sign of bacterial growth. The restaurant's defense? They claimed it was condensation. Condensation doesn't smell like rotting fish. It doesn't leave that thick, mucus-like film that coats your fingers when you touch it. For seniors managing diabetes or kidney disease, foodborne infections can spiral into multi-organ failure. RA Sushi promises party vibes, but delivers potential poisoning. Why do you think the cheapest sushi deals always seem to come with the highest health risks? Coincidence? At number 5, there's Benihana. Known more for its theatrical teppanyaki chefs than sushi, Benihana still serves a full sushi menu alongside its grilled offerings. The problem? The sushi bar is often an afterthought. Health inspections across multiple states have revealed that Benihana locations frequently fail to maintain separate prep areas for raw and cooked foods. Cross-contamination is rampant. In Florida, inspectors found raw fish juice dripping onto cooked rice, and sushi chefs using the same cutting boards for raw salmon and vegetables without sanitizing in between. For seniors, this is a nightmare scenario. Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria can transfer effortlessly in these conditions. A 2019 outbreak linked to a Benihana in Georgia hospitalized 6 people, 4 of whom were over the age of 60. The flashy knife tricks and flaming onion volcanoes distract from what's happening at the sushi station: neglect and contamination. Watch the sushi chef for a moment and you'll see it. The same gloves handling raw tuna, then touching the rice, then wiping down the counter, then back to the fish. No hand washing, no glove changes, just a continuous loop of contamination wrapped in nori and served with a smile. Benihana markets itself as family-friendly entertainment, but the kitchen practices suggest they're more focused on show than safety. For seniors with weakened immune systems, a single bite of contaminated sushi can lead to weeks of illness, hospitalization, and long-term complications. The sizzle and spectacle can't hide the sickness waiting in every roll. Most people never learn how to spot these dangers, but we'll break it down at the end of the video. Now at number 4, Hisho Sushi. Found in grocery stores, airports, and hospital cafeterias, Hisho Sushi markets itself as convenient, pre-packaged sushi for people on the go. The branding suggests freshness and quality, but the reality is far more concerning. Hisho's sushi is prepared off-site, packaged in plastic, and shipped to various locations where it sits in refrigerated cases, sometimes for days. Health departments in North Carolina and Virginia have cited Hisho vendors for selling sushi past its safe consumption date, with visible discoloration and odor. For seniors, pre-packaged sushi is a minefield. The longer sushi sits, even under refrigeration, the more bacteria accumulate. Listeria, in particular, thrives in cold environments and can survive even in properly refrigerated conditions. According to the USDA, Listeria causes approximately 260 deaths in the U.S. annually, with seniors accounting for the vast majority. Hisho's promise of convenience betrays the fundamental rule of sushi. It should be made fresh and consumed immediately. Open one of those plastic clamshells and you'll notice it immediately. The rice is hard and clumpy, sticking to itself in dry chunks. The fish has a dull, gray tinge instead of the vibrant pink or red it should be. Press your finger into the salmon and it leaves an indent that doesn't bounce back. That's decomposition, not freshness. The plastic clamshell packaging may look sanitary, but inside, the fish is degrading, the rice is hardening, and bacteria are multiplying. For seniors on immune-suppressing medications or managing chronic conditions, eating old sushi is like playing Russian roulette with your health. Hisho's grab-and-go model puts profit over safety, and your body pays the price. Coming in at number 3, Sushi Train. Similar to Kura, Sushi Train uses a conveyor belt system, but with even less oversight. Locations across the U.S. have faced repeated health violations for failing to monitor how long sushi remains on the belt. In one Houston location, inspectors found sushi plates that had been circling for over 4 hours. The fish was warm to the touch, the rice had hardened, and flies were observed near the prep station. For seniors, this is a health catastrophe waiting to happen. Warm raw fish is a breeding ground for pathogens like Salmonella and Campylobacter, both of which cause severe gastrointestinal illness. Dehydration from food poisoning is especially dangerous for older adults. leading to kidney failure and electrolyte imbalances. Sushi Train's fun, interactive concept distracts from the grim reality. You're eating food that's been exposed to open air, handled by multiple staff members, and sitting at unsafe temperatures. Sit at the counter and watch the plates go by. Count how many times that same rainbow roll passes your seat. Once, twice, 5 times, 10 times. Each rotation exposes it to more bacteria from the air, from other customers reaching over it, from the heat of the restaurant. The restaurant claims plates are color-coded by time, but inspectors found no enforcement of removal protocols. Staff were too busy preparing new plates to remove old ones. For seniors with diabetes, foodborne infections can cause blood sugar to spike dangerously, leading to diabetic ketoacidosis. Sushi Train promises novelty, but delivers negligence. At number 2, we have Genji Sushi. Operating inside Safeway and Albertsons grocery stores, Genji Sushi promises fresh, affordable sushi made daily. But health inspections tell a different story. Multiple Genji locations have been cited for using fish beyond its expiration date, failing to maintain proper refrigeration, and reusing rice from previous days. In California, inspectors discovered moldy ginger and wasabi paste left out unrefrigerated for hours. For seniors, these violations are not minor inconveniences. They're life-threatening. Mold can trigger severe allergic reactions and respiratory distress, especially in older adults with asthma or COPD. Reused rice is particularly dangerous. Bacillus cereus, a bacteria that thrives in cooked rice left at room temperature, causes vomiting and diarrhea that can lead to severe dehydration. According to the CDC, Bacillus cereus affects over 60,000 Americans annually, with seniors experiencing the most severe outcomes. Genji's promise of grocery store convenience betrays the basics of sushi safety. Walk past the Genji counter in any Safeway and you'll see it. The sushi sits under harsh fluorescent lights, wrapped in plastic, baking slowly under the heat of the bulbs. The temperature strip on the case might read 40 degrees, but the top shelf where the sushi sits is easily 50 or 55 degrees. The fish develops a rainbow sheen, iridescent like gasoline on water. That's not a reflection, that's bacterial film. The sushi sits under fluorescent lights, wrapped in plastic, aging by the hour. For seniors on medications that affect kidney function, dehydration from food poisoning can trigger acute renal failure. Genji's fresh daily claim is a betrayal of trust, and your health is the casualty. Isn't it strange how grocery store sushi is marketed as fresh, yet sits in cases for days while bacteria multiply invisibly? Coming in at number 1, Fin Sushi. This regional chain operates across the Midwest, promising authentic Japanese cuisine and fresh seafood. But inspection records reveal a horror show. In 2020, a Bluefin location in Ohio was temporarily shut down after inspectors found raw fish stored in a malfunctioning cooler, with internal temperatures reaching 55 degrees Fahrenheit, well into the danger zone. Employees were observed handling raw fish without gloves, and cutting boards showed visible mold. For seniors, this is a nightmare. Parasites like anisakis, commonly found in undercooked or improperly stored fish, can cause severe abdominal pain, vomiting, and allergic reactions. According to the Journal of Food Protection, anisakis infections are on the rise in the U.S., particularly among older adults who consume raw fish regularly. Bluefin's marketing emphasizes authenticity and tradition, but the kitchen practices are anything but. One customer reported finding a live worm in her salmon nigiri, later confirmed by lab testing as anisakis larvae. She described watching it move on the rice, curling and uncurling as she lifted the chopsticks to her mouth. The smell hit her first. Sharp, ammonia-like, the unmistakable scent of fish gone bad. Bluefin's response? They offered a refund and continued operations. No closure, no deep cleaning, no accountability. For seniors on blood thinners, parasitic infections can cause internal bleeding and require emergency medical intervention. The restaurant's name suggests quality, but the reality is contamination, neglect, and danger. Bluefin's betrayal of trust is absolute. Don't go yet. The solution comes at the very end, and it could change how you choose sushi forever. The first actual safe option is Nobu. With locations across the U.S., Nobu maintains strict food safety protocols, sourcing fish from certified sustainable suppliers and conducting daily quality checks. Health inspections consistently show zero violations, with proper refrigeration, meticulous staff training, and rigorous hygiene standards. Walk into any Nobu location and you'll notice the difference immediately. The smell is clean, almost oceanic, with no hint of fishiness or decay. The prep stations gleam. The fish glistens with freshness, firm to the touch, bouncing back when pressed. Staff wear fresh gloves for every order, changing them between handling different types of fish. Refrigeration units display digital temperature monitors, all reading exactly 38 degrees Fahrenheit. For seniors, Nobu offers peace of mind. Fresh, safe sushi prepared by chefs who understand the stakes. The fish is handled with care, stored at proper temperatures, and served within hours of preparation. According to independent food safety audits, Nobu maintains a 99% compliance rate across all locations, far exceeding industry standards. The restaurant sources its fish from suppliers who perform parasite checks and freeze fish to FDA standards, killing any potential anisakis larvae before preparation. You can enjoy the delicate flavors without worrying about hidden dangers. The price point is higher, yes, but you're paying for safety protocols that actually work. For seniors managing blood pressure or taking heart medications, this is the kind of restaurant where you can eat raw fish without gambling with your health. Nobu's reputation isn't just marketing, it's backed by consistent, verifiable food safety practices. The second recommendation is Sugarfish. Known for its trust me philosophy, Sugarfish prioritizes freshness and safety above all else. Fish is delivered daily, never frozen, and prepared in meticulously clean kitchens. Health inspections routinely praise Sugarfish for exceeding safety standards, with zero cross-contamination and perfect temperature control. The restaurant operates on a simple principle: serve only what's fresh that day, and throw out anything that doesn't meet standards. Former employees report that managers conduct temperature checks every hour, and any fish that's been out of refrigeration for more than 20 minutes gets discarded, regardless of cost. Walk past the open kitchen, and you'll see sushi chefs working with precision. Separate cutting boards for fish and vegetables, color-coded to prevent mistakes. Hand washing stations positioned every few feet, with staff washing between every task. The fish arrives with traceability documentation, showing exactly where it was caught, when it was processed, and how it was transported. For seniors managing health conditions, Sugarfish is a rare example of a restaurant that values your well-being as much as your taste buds. The simplicity of the menu reflects a commitment to quality over quantity. Every piece of sushi is safe, fresh, and worth your trust. Independent testing has shown Sugarfish maintains bacterial counts well below FDA thresholds, with no detectable Listeria, Salmonella, or E. coli in random samples. The restaurant's no substitutions policy exists for safety reasons. They've calculated exactly how much fish to order based on expected customers, minimizing waste and ensuring nothing sits too long. For seniors with compromised immune systems, this level of care makes all the difference between a great meal and a hospital stay. So there you have it, 9 sushi restaurants to avoid and 2 that are actually worth your trust. The difference isn't just in the taste, it's in the standards, the protocols, and the commitment to your safety. Your health is too important to gamble on convenience or discounts. When it comes to raw fish, the stakes are high, especially for seniors. Blood pressure medications, weakened immunity, kidney function, heart health, all of these factors make contaminated sushi exponentially more dangerous. Choose restaurants that prioritize safety over spectacle, freshness over flash. Subscribe now, and if you're watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.